Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are tuning in from in the world. So this morning's practice, we're going to be focusing on the hips and the hamstrings, and then we're going to finish off with a nice, gentle, alternate nostril breath work. I'm going to start at the front of the mat. We're going to do a couple of sun salutations just to get warmed up, and then most of the practice is going to be seated. So standing at the front of your mat, big toes together, heels and ankles slightly apart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands come to the mat. Step back. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, upward facing or cobra. Chest out, shoulders back, tucking the toes. Exhale into downward facing dog. Now in this position, just do anything that you need to do to warm your body up. Pedal your feet, drop your hips side to side. Sink your belly, your chest and chin, and then we're going to walk one foot at a time to the front of the mat. Lengthening the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Back to standing position. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Step back, exhale, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog or your cobra. Chest out, shoulders back. Tuck the toes, exhale, downward facing. Again, just do whatever you feel like you need to do. And then walk to the front of the mat. Lengthening the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands back to heart center. Returning to Samastiti. Inhale, arms up. Slight back bend here. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hands to the mat and lower down. Inhale, upward facing. And then from here, you're going to come back into your child's pose, widening your knees as much as you need to. And then what we're doing here, just sink your belly, chest and your chin. I'm just kind of rocking side to side, just allowing myself to get a little bit deeper in there. You might even feel, the bottom of your back, the top of your glutes kind of loosen off a little bit here. We're going to start walking over to the left side. And then we'll start walking over to the right side. Back over to the left side. And each time you might feel like it can go a little bit further over. And then we're going to come forward into a cobra position. And then back to a tabletop position. If you feel like you need to reset, ideally you want to bring your knees underneath your hips and your wrists underneath your shoulders. I'm going to exhale, round the spine, tilt the tailbone, push the ground away. Inhale, arch the spine, sticking the glutes out, chest out, looking up. Deep inhale and then exhale. You're going to come into a downward facing dog. I'm going to center the left foot. Inhale the right up and round. dropping it over to the left hand side, and then we're going to come forward and drop that right knee behind the right hand, and then just allow your left leg, your left foot to come back, and your knee and your foot wants to kind of be on a diagonal. We're coming into kind of pigeon pose, and I just want you to kind of feel your way into this. So we're kind of just feeling our way into it, lowering ourselves down to the mat. You know, you might be on your forearms here, you might be up here, or you might be able to just sink your head, your belly, your chest, chin right down, placing your forehead on the mat or on top of your hands. You should be feeling it down your glute here on the right hand side, and you can just play around with that. And then what we're going to do, walk our hands up. We're going to try and bend that left leg, and if you feel comfortable, we're going to take hold of the left leg with the right hand. Now, if you can't do this, some people might struggle. That's absolutely okay. Just hold it like that. Some people find that they can also hold it with the same side. If you're going to do that, center the right hand slightly, and then take hold of the left leg with the left hand. Personally, I like to do both sides. So I kind of pull this left leg over to the right side, over to the right glute. And then I release. And then again, centering the right hand on the mat, taking hold with the left side now. And then release. Come back into a plank position, and then into a downward facing dog. Drop the hips side to side for a little reset. Center that right foot, kick the left leg up and round, just opening up on the left hand side there. And we're going to do the same on the other side. Dropping the left knee just behind the left hand. Left foot comes onto a diagonal, and then again just lowering ourselves down. Play around with the movement there in the hips. And you might find that you can feel it a little bit more on one side. I know that my right side was a little bit more tighter than my left. Excuse me. And then if you want to just take a moment, placing your head on top of your hands, or you can place it onto the mat and just allow yourself to sink into it. And then what we do on the right, we must do on the left, and vice versa. So we're going to take a bend in the right foot, and then again just take hold of that right foot and then just pull it down like so. You should be feeling this in the quads, in the hip flexors there. And then allow that foot to come back down. Centering, I don't know where we are, yeah, centering the right hand. And then again, just pulling over to the opposite side. So it's the right heel onto the right heel, left glute. And then just allow that to come back down. And then tucking the toe, coming back into an upper plank, downward facing dog. Again, drop the hips side to side. And then we're going to come into this position here. And depending on your level, so I'll show you a couple of different levels for this. Some people might even be finding that this is hard. So we're not tucking the toes here. We've got our feet flat on the floor, the top of our feet flat on the floor, big toes are together, and the knees are as wide as the mat here. I mean, you can go even wider if you want. And what we're going to do is just walk back. Now, some people might find that this is for them. When I actually started doing this pose many years ago, this is where I was at. And then what I do is every couple of sessions I would move back a centimetre or two, find the biting point, find it where you're really feeling it in your quads, and then I just do these little kind of pulsating reps, and then each couple of sessions I got down a little bit more, and now I'm at a point now where I can just lie completely comfortable. And for me to increase the intensity with this, I just start to bring my knees together, trying to tilt my tailbone as well, so none of this arch in the spine. You want to engage your core here. I'm kind of trying to get this posterior pelvic tilt, and you can just stay in this position, or like I said, you can kind of pulsate. And then to get yourself out of this position, my dog's coming over to say hello. You come over to make an appearance, have you? I've been doing these lives for nearly 3 weeks and she's never came over yet. Aye. Usually just staying in bed. Go and have a lie down. Go on. I'm trying to do something, man. Go on, nick off. Go lie down. And then upward facing dog. I don't think the camera caught that. My dog joining in. Right, okay. So you're going to retract the shoulders here, bringing the shoulder blades together. Dig in with the back, with the triceps, with the elbows. And then 1, 2, come to your hands, 3, 4, and push yourself back up. And then what we're going to do, come back into this child's pose, tuck the toes, and then come into a yogic squat. I'm just going to spin this round just for demonstration purposes. But yeah, you might be here. Your heels might be off of the floor. Give me just 2 seconds, guys. She wants to be in my seat. Come back into this yogic squat. And like I say, your heels might be off the floor, and that's completely fine. What you're going to do is keep your hands on the floor anyways, just to give you some support. And then, as the days, the weeks, the months go on, if you practice this enough, it's going to allow you to be able to sit into this yogic squat, feet flat on the floor. And then can't get my words out. You want your triceps, your elbows on the insides of your legs here. And then we can use our hands, just to help us open up a little bit more. And I want you to try and just rock side to side, like so. And then, we're going to just come up slightly, get a nice little bit of a stretch in the hamstrings, and just kind of move, sway our hips side to side. And then what I want you to do is just start to widen your feet, a few feet, and just take a bend in the left leg, straighten out the right, try and keep that foot planted on the floor, and then again to the left. And then we're going to just try and sink the head down now. And what I want you to do when you're in this position is try and bring the hips over the head more. Try and bring the weight over onto the tops of the feet, into the toes. It's going to allow you to get a deeper stretch into the hamstrings. And then we'll just walk the feet in slightly again. We're going to take a big bend in the right hand side now, and just trying to keep that left foot planted. If you need to hold on to the floor, that's completely fine. You can also take this prayer position, and then if you feel comfortable enough, you're going to maneuver yourself over to the other side. I'm actually not feeling that strong this morning, so I'm going to use my hands to help me. And again, you might find it one side, you're sitting a bit more comfortable. As you can see there, my right foot is coming off of the ground, but that's okay. And then come back to our yogic squat. I want us to just turn over to the right side. I'm going to drop the left knee in, come back out, over to the left side, drop the right knee in, and then come over, opening up on the left side, come back round, same again with the right, and then taking this position here, bring the right foot on the inside of the left leg, and what we're going to do, inhale up, exhale, fall forward, and just try and take hold of that left big toe. And what I'm doing here is just placing my hand on top of the right thigh and just keeping that pushed down, kind of trying to fold, hinge at the hips here, at the lower abs, not trying to hunch over, and then come back up, swap over, left foot comes on the inside of the right leg, inhale up, exhale, fold forward, again, just taking this position like so. And then both legs out, widen them a little bit wider now. What we're going to do is suck the stomach in, suck the belly in, reach up and exhale, fold forward. Again, you can take hold of your calves, your shin here, you can move down your ankles, or you can take hold of the big toe or your feet, depending on where you are, and just help you get a little bit deeper into that pose. Inhale, coming up. I'm going to move on to the side now just so you can see what's going on. You can take either one of these positions, so the right foot comes on the inside of the left leg, or you can take this foot over for a bit of a deeper stretch. You're going to extend the left arm, wrap it around the right knee, reach up with the right hand just to lengthen and just to help this release and twist. And then you're going to place the right hand just behind you. Exhale, twist, looking behind the right shoulder. Inhale, back to the center, swapping over. So dropping the left foot on the outside of the right leg, or you can have it on the inside. Extend the right arm round, wrap it in, pulling that knee in to kind of the armpit there. Inhale the left hand up, exhale, twist, and look behind your left shoulder. And inhale back to the center. I'm going to take a little bit of a lie down now. Bending both knees 90 degrees. Take the left leg, drop it over to the right. And then drop both knees over to the right side. Both hands flat on the floor and looking over to the left hand side. Bring the knees up. And then we're going to take a big hug. I'm going to try and take hold of that right knee and try and just kind of pull it over to the right hand side. And then drop both knees down. Right leg over the left. Dropping them both over to the left hand side now. back to the center. Then again, giving them a big hug, pulling the left knee over to the left hand side. And then back to the center. We'll just drop both legs, both knees to the right, both knees to the left, both knees to the right, then back to the center. And then I want you to bring your legs up, still keeping this 90-degree bend. Try and take hold of your feet here. You're in a kind of happy baby position, it's called. And you've got your knees on the outside here, and you're just going to help by pulling your feet down slightly. You're going to feel that deep in your groin, and you can just kind of roll around with it like a happy little baby. And then just hold. Once you find a position, just hold for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. And then release. And then we're just going to rock knees into the chest. 2 and 3, and sit up. We're going to go in for our alternate nostril breathing now. Personally, I like to move my mat over to the wall just to give me some extra support. Find a comfortable seated position. You're going to take your hand like this, bend the first 2 fingers in. We're going to be covering the right nostril with the right thumb, covering the left nostril with the wedding finger. Well, the wedding finger on the right hand side, on the right hand. And you're going to close your eyes, block the right nostril, inhale through the left. Block the left, exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. And exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Block and exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Block and exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Block and exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Block and exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Block and exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Block and exhale through the left. And just release your hand for a moment. By all means, you can continue doing that, but if you just release for a moment, especially if you're new to this, we're going to take some deep inhales through the nose and out through the nose. And you'll have noticed that one side was more blocked than the other. Now, as you continue to practice this, it will open up. And if you continue to practice this daily, you'll find that even throughout the day, your nose will be a lot clearer. It'll be a lot more balanced. We're going to go in for another round here. In this round here, I want you to slow the breath down as much as you can to a point where you can't hear the breath coming in and out of the nostrils. It's like really, really subtle, so slow, gentle, using, your throat to restrict your throat, controlling the breath with your chest as well. And really, really trying to slow it down. You will get to a point where you feel like maybe you're drowning, and by all means, if you need to breathe, breathe. But this can be a point that we can push past. And I remember the first time I did it, I got quite a euphoric feeling. It's kind of a moment of panic, but then it just settles after it. And it's such a great feeling once you get past that. But only you know how you feel. So, don't be trying to push yourself too far out of your comfort zone. Okay, we're going for another round before we close the session off. Inhale through, block the right, inhale through the left. Block the left, exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Block, exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Block, exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Block, exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Block, exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Feel free to continue if you like. For those who are ready to close the practice, I want you to just let your breath return to normal. I'm going to take a moment of visualization just before we close the practice off. And I want you to visualize something that a goal that you have in life. It could be a personal or professional goal. I just want you to visualize that. Where are you at? What are you doing? It could be 3, 6 months, a year from now. And then how do you feel? You've got to really tie the emotion to really feel it. Really tap into that emotion, imagine it down to the detail. So if it's a personal fitness goal or something, a weight loss goal, how do you feel at that point in time in 6 months to a year? You're feeling strong, you're feeling lean, you're feeling confident. Who else is around you? Who else has this had an effect on? Maybe you're running around with the kids. And maybe you're out at an event, you're wearing your favourite clothing, you feel fit, healthy, strong. And it could be a lift in the gym. I use visualization a lot in the gym, especially before I do a set, if I'm lifting something heavy. And then the final part of this is the action. What is the action that you can take today or this week to get you one step closer to where you want to be? You must always think back to thought, feeling, and then action. I think, I feel, I act, I attract. I've got an action step for you after this session. Write down on your notes in your phone or a piece of paper. I think, I feel, I act, I attract. And when you get the first three in alignment, you will attract what it is that you are, that you desire. One deep inhale, and then just let out a sigh. I just want to take a moment of thank you, taking a moment of gratitude, thank you and appreciation for joining this session. You know, so just take a moment to say thanks to your God, to your higher power, if you believe or if you don't believe. And if you don't, that's absolutely fine. Just say thanks to yourself for showing up this morning. And namaste. Hope you all enjoyed that session. I hope you took some value from it. And I'll see you again tomorrow in the next one. Goodbye for now.